Hi, this is Mr. Williamson. This is text prep quiz number 3. You're going to need a piece of paper, something to write with, any piece of paper, so you can write down your answers and then check them later on. And you're going to have 30 seconds per slide or per specimen to take a look at. In a test, you'd have between 40 and 45, and remember, you can stop the video anytime you want if you need to. So let's get started. This is slide number 1, specimen number 1, first 3 questions. This is slide 2, specimen 2, next 2 questions. This is specimen number 3, next 3 questions. This is specimen number 4, next 2 questions. Specimen number 5, next 3 questions. Last specimen and last 2 questions. Okay, these are, this is Protista. These are single cell organisms. But they can live as unicellular or colonial. They can live together in a colony and help each other out. So they can be both. Next question asks whether it's an autotrophic or heterotrophic. Remember, autotrophic makes their own food. Heterotrophic has to go out and get it. There are some that are autotrophic and use sunlight to get their energy and make their food. And there are some that have to go out and get it. The paramecium over here is actually one that needs to go out and get its food. And so it's both. And then the next question is it prokaryotic or is it eukaryotic? Well, remember, prokaryotic cells are cells that have no membrane-bound organelles. And you can clearly see over here there's membrane-bound organelles. There's a lot of different things that are in there, like the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi bodies, vacuoles, nucleus, things like that. So in this case, they are all eukaryotic. So this is fungi, Basidiomycota. Basidiomycota are the mushrooms, okay? Or puffballs, which answers the question number 5 there. Puffballs because those are choices. And in this case, it is the question is what do they eat? And there can be both. It means they can be a saprobe or they're parasites. Saprobes are living off of dead material. Parasites live off of other organisms or living material. There are mushrooms that actually live off of the like insects. So the spores will invade an insect and take over the body, and then eventually killing the insect, and that's when the mushroom, the fruiting body, which is the mushroom, what you see over here is actually the fruiting body. The spores come out of here, and they would be carried by the wind or another animal or something like that to another location, and these are called the gills of the mushroom, and they would grow out of them. Well, in the insect, they sprout, and the wind or whatever takes away the spores from that insect and hopefully infects another one. This is tapeworm. What phylum is this? It is Platyhelminthes. Remember, platy means flat, like a plate. And these are flatworms. And you can see that this is the head over here and the tail over here, but there is no digestive system or anything like that, which is what does it eat? It absorbs the host food. In other words, it lives in your intestine, and as you digest the food, it's actually taking the nutrients from you. It's not really harming you in the sense that it's cutting you or anything like that, but it does remove your nutrients. And the second question, question 7, what class is this? This is Cestota, which is the tapeworms. So the snail, and what habitat does this organism live in? Well, it asks, is it terrestrial or is it aquatic? And snails can live in both. There are aquatic, definitely aquatic marine snails, and obviously, like this one here, a land snail. So they're aquatic, terrestrial or aquatic. And they're probably, I guess you could probably actually say amphibious. What class is this? It's gastropoda. Gastropoda means, remember, gastro is stomach, and poda, the part of the word poda, is foot. So these are stomach foot. And if you look at it, you can see where it is walking or crawling on its stomach. If you think of it that way, the stomach is the part of the animal it's walking on. So the crab, what is arthropod? And an arthropod, remember, are jointed legs. So you can see the hard exoskeleton and then the jointed legs. Every one of the legs has a joint in it, which is where the leg bends. Even though we have joints, but it's on the outside, theirs on the outside, ours on the inside. So it's arthropoda. Arthro means jointed foot, so jointed leg. These are crustaceans. Crustaceans include lobsters, shrimp, crabs, probably some other ones, but those are the ones that you probably need to know. And then habitat. Well, almost all of these are aquatic. I think there are some that are land crabs, but most of them are aquatic and live on land. So. And then finally, you have the beetle, and this is insecta. An insect, remember, has 3 body parts. So you've got the 3 body parts over here. You've got the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. And then you have 6 body legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So by definition, insecta is what it is. And what kind of skeletal system? Exoskeleton. You can see the hard skeleton over here, and with the reflection of the light there, that's the exoskeleton. Remember, exoskeletons don't grow with the organism. So if this insect is going to grow, it has to molt. It has to shed its shell by splitting it open and then crawling out of it with a bigger inside of the body, and the shell will harden up. That concludes this test or quiz. If you have any questions, make sure you take a look at your study guide. Take a look at some of the other quizzes available online, and hopefully you're preparing for the test. Good luck.